Hey everybody, my name is Precious and welcome to my channel. Let's talk to Little Precious. So today I'm going to be talking to you all about how to love yourself. And the reason why I want to talk to you all about how to love yourself is because I think that a lot of us, especially with the aftermath of being in quarantine, with the aftermath of the start of COVID-19, a lot of us are really trying to regroup, reset, and just figure out what it is that we want. So I feel like this is the perfect time to do a love yourself video. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for watching my Hazel and Masika videos. My first video got 20K views, which I'm really happy about. Hey Marilyn, which I'm really happy about because I believe that's one of my most viewed videos on my channel because the Bobby DeBarge movie review that I did got 10K views, and that was about a year ago, and the Masika and Hazel Lee one got about 20K views, the first video. So yeah, so moving along from that, I want to thank everybody for giving me those views. So move on to the next thing. Okay, so yes, loving yourself. I feel like this is a perfect time to do this. And I feel like a lot of us, especially as women, we struggle with self love. Many of us struggle with self love because we really weren't raised to really love ourselves or raised to know what self love is. Some of us have been in really bad relationships or we've grown up in ignorant neighborhoods or ignorant backgrounds or just places that weren't that well educated when it came to self esteem and character, or really building a good relationship with yourself. Because I noticed a lot of us, including myself, to an extent, it's amazing how you can get so used to people blaming you for things, throwing things on you, making things seem like they're your fault when in actuality, most of the things that do happen to us is by happenstance, coincidence, or it's not even our fault at all. And I'm not saying that we should be oblivious or not take accountability for what we do, but sometimes in life that some things are just not our fault and we need to understand that. And I think that once we start unpacking a lot of issues that's within us, that's when we'll start to gain self-love and know what it is. And I also want to dig into shadow work. Now, shadow work is what we talk about in the spiritual community. To those of you who don't know what shadow work is pretty much when you deal or unpack with things that you want to keep covered up, like past traumas you never want to talk about, past hurts that you haven't healed from, and pretty much people or situations that you didn't forgive yourself for or forgive others for. And that's pretty much what shadow work is. So, starting off with how to love yourself, since this is going to be a how to video, the first step is do what you love to do. So, when I say do what you love to do, I pretty much mean do what you love to do. Do your favorite hobbies. If you like shopping, then shop. If you like cooking, then cook. If you like modeling, then model. If you like sketching, then sketch. If you like singing, then sing. Dance, whether that's exotic dancing or break dancing or any type of dance that you like to do that. Because since that's something that you love, you should do something that makes you happy. The second thing is to be yourself. And I think that being yourself is what a lot of us struggle with. And I feel like almost everybody struggles with being themselves to an extent. And the reason why a lot of people deal with being themselves to an extent is because a lot of people want to be like other people. A lot of us, especially with social media, a lot of us will look at people on YouTube, for example, with 20K views, 100K views, 30K subscribers, a million subscribers, and say, well, how did they get that? Why do they have that? What happened? This, that, and the third. And we start to become jealous and envious, and we start comparing ourselves to these people. And we fail to realize that, well, let's just be honest. Some people are born lucky. Some people are born fortunate. And some people are just born with the tools, with the people, with the looks, and with things that they need. And it just makes their life so easy. So I'm not going to say that a lot of this fame that people have garnered over the years or over the months or whenever time span is by, oh, they bought their views, they bought their subscribers, they bought their bodies, this, that, and the third. Some people did it. Some people, just happened to take a camera and just start talking, and their views and stuff just went up automatically. But I believe that due to us living in such a superficial society and world, we think that every time somebody does something, it's man made. They bought it, they paid for it. Oh, they have this big camera crew and this big extravagant, job and career in life, and that's why they have what they have. And that's not the case for everybody. And then the second thing is a lot of people buy their lives. People on YouTube, people on Instagram, people on TV, people everywhere. You do not know how a lot of people are getting this stuff. Some people get it because they bought it. Some people get it because somebody paid for it for them, or somebody gave it to them as a gift. You have some people that sleep with people to get what they want. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they throw people under the bus, they make fun of people, they laugh at people, they bully people. Some people are complete devils to other people just to have what they have and just to have what they want. And so, since we don't know why other people have what they have, we shouldn't really strive to try to figure out or even try to get what the other person has, because you just don't know. Because I think if a lot of us knew what other people have to go through, good or bad, evil or not, I don't think a lot of us would want it. And if we did want it that bad, we would have to put up with a lot of hardship and crap, probably to get it and to maintain it. So that's why I think you should just be yourself. And the second part I want to say why it's important for you to be yourself is because when you're yourself, you don't know what kind of blessings or manifestations or whatever accomplishments you want to accomplish can be unlocked and retrieved from you being you. Because a lot of people in our world, and I may get a lot of dislikes and mean comments or whatever about this, but I think you have a lot of people that are carbon copies of other people. And what you don't understand is when you try to allude to someone else's image or allude to someone else's life, or you copy somebody else, you can end up adopting their blessings as well as their curses. Because as the saying goes, what's for you is for you, and what's not is not. And so, and I even know this from my own experience. There have been times where I've had jobs and other women at the job got more attention than me. So I started dressing how they dressed, wore my hair the way they did, makeup and everything. And I did start to get the attention that they got. But it's like some of the things that I got wasn't for real or wasn't for me, or it just wasn't good at all. So a lot of us, we want to be like other people and we want to have what they have, but at the same time, it's like you can get what other people have and you can manifest what other people have into your own life, but you just don't know what kind of curses and blessings you're going to adopt too. Because just because we follow someone else's blueprint or someone else's steps or directions doesn't mean that we're going to get everything that they were destined to get at the end of the road at the finish line, just like them. So that's why I think it's best for you to be yourself and for you to just stay true to who you are. Because once you start doing that, that's when you're going to start getting your own blessings and pretty much getting your own accomplishments or your own rewards. The third step that I want to discuss is be around people that want to be around you. A lot of us, especially, and this is, bell rings true to me. When you love yourself, you're going to surround yourself with people that love you, because nowadays, a lot of us, we want to be loved and cherished and feel the compassion of others that may not want to give us that wholeheartedly or freely. Because a lot of the things that I keep seeing, and you guys know I'm a tarot reader, and I've even seen this in the women that I've read for, and I've even seen it in the groups that I'm in, and even in day to day life. A lot of us as women don't love ourselves. Because if we did, we wouldn't constantly keep being in relationships with people that are either half-assing their walks with us, their past with us. We have to overcall them, over text them, over message them, or overcompensate for them because they're just simply not meeting us where we're at. And a lot of us are putting up with other people's tolerance of us instead of their acceptance of us, because there's a big difference between being tolerated and being accepted. Because being tolerated, people are just putting up with you because you could do a good job for them, and they know that if you weren't there, then it would kind of screw them over. But at the same time, they don't like you. They're like, even though I don't like you, I'm gonna put up with you because you're not causing me any problems, you're not causing me any issues, and you're doing what I need to get done without me having to do it. Now, when people accept you, they'll accept you if you're perfect, imperfect. They'll love you if you're fat, skinny, thick, tall, small, whatever. That's pretty much accepting you. They're going to love you with a wig on. They're going to love you with a wig off. They're going to love you with makeup on, no makeup on. They're going to love you for you, and that's acceptance. And I hate to say it, but acceptance, especially nowadays, it's rare. It is really rare finding people that will truly accept you for you, because I believe that due to our society being ran by a narcissist who's a really bad example for our communities as well as our society as a whole, but you have a lot of people that are continuously being rewarded for bad behavior. They're rewarded for making people feel like crap, bullying people, half stepping people, pretty much outing people, throwing people under the bus. There's constant rewards for narcissism. And a lot of times when people get, portrayed, betrayed, or they get bullied or bashed by narcissistic people, they become narcissists. And we all know the way narcissists roll. Narcissists don't love anybody but themselves and the people that they favor. And if you're not one of their favorites, or if you're not someone who is on the same wavelength or mindset as them, they make your life a living hell up until you either become how they want you to become, whether the favorite one or the one that gets picked on, or you're just going to have to leave and find a place that's better for you. And so that's why I think it's best for you to be around people that want to be around you, because when you're around people that love you, that pretty much is you loving yourself all over again, because that love that you're showing yourself is being seen by other people, and they're respecting you for that. They're loving you because of that, and they're cherishing you because of that. So I feel like that's what continues the vibe of good energy. The third thing is dress the way that you want to dress. Now, I know there's a lot of videos talking about femininity. There's a lot of videos talking about dressing appropriately. There's a lot of videos talking about keeping your hair fixed, your nails groomed, your appearance clean. Hey, Sai, your appearance clean and everything. Now, I believe in keeping a clean appearance. I believe in keeping my hair up, and I'm not fluffing this just to show off, but I'm doing it to keep it neat. But of keeping your hair up, of keeping your clothes and stuff clean and well together. But if you're someone who loves gothic attire, wear gothic. If you're into kawaii fashion, and kawaii fashion is like the Japanese street fashion where they wear like different color wigs, and the like Skittles M&M color necklaces with like the bustiers, they pretty much look like Sour Patch Barbie doll kind of people. And if that's what you like to wear, then wear that. If you enjoy wearing your cultural attire, whether it's a traditional attire they wear in the Philippines or in Mexico or in Haiti or Cuba, wear that. That's you. That's what you're proud of. That's what you want to represent, then wear that. Because I've noticed that clothes can really break or make a person, but clothes can really tell a lot about people, because I understand, especially depending on the industry that you work in, you can't wear just anything. Like if you're a lawyer, of course, you have to wear a suit and tie, or you have to wear a business casual attire, especially for women. If you're a doctor, and I know this from being in doctor's offices and clinics, you have to either wear scrubs, a doctor's coat, a nurse's scrub, or whatever attire is fit for your job position. That's what you have to wear. Or when it comes to working in a fast food place, you got to wear a uniform. Or if you're working at a gym, you have to wear their t-shirts with the logos on it. So I understand everybody has to look in connection or look in unison in order to represent the brand. But when it comes to outside of work and church, because I noticed that religions, they have their own attires and stuff too that they want you to wear to represent the faith or to represent the religion as a whole, whether it be in the place of worship or whether it be outside the place of worship. But if you're one of those people that's liberal and that is pretty much a free thinker, a free spirited person, wear what you want to wear. If you like wearing halter tops and short skirts, wear that. If you like wearing dresses, wear that. If you like wearing suits, wear that. If you like wearing what it is that you wear, feel free to wear it. But one thing I will say is that whenever you want to wear whatever you want to wear, just because you like it doesn't mean that other people will. And I think this is why a lot of us do suffer with low self esteem and low self worth, is because a lot of us know that just because we like something doesn't mean that everybody else will. And people can be really mean and disrespectful when it comes to people that are different than them. So I do understand that some people do have to be careful based on the neighborhoods they live in, based on the parts of town that they live in, or pretty much just based in the city or the country that they live in. Because some people just simply can't wear whatever they want to wear due to cultural beliefs, religious beliefs, or just pretty much societal beliefs, because people do suffer a lot of discrimination sometimes for dressing the way that they do. And this does go slide into my next point, which is be who you want to be. So, for example, if you want to be a lawyer, go to school to be a lawyer. If you want to be a doctor, go to school to be a doctor. If you want to be a stripper, or if you want to be a, let's see what other careers there are, a YouTuber, or if you want to be a hairstylist, makeup artist, you can be that despite what anybody says. Now, I understand this as well can be hard for a lot of people, because what I've noticed, especially being a person that's an interpreter and a person who's traveled to a lot of different places and lived in another city and being around family and whatnot, some people feel that they can't be who they want to be career wise or even personal wise because of stigmas or cultural norms. Because me, for example, being an American and even being an African American, and I don't speak for all African Americans and whatnot, because a lot of us are raised differently and we come from different backgrounds. But I can say that with being an American, there is more freedom in careers choices and in lifestyle choices than there are in other cultures. Because I have noticed where in other cultures, if your great grandfather was a engineer or if your great grandmother was a doctor, then every female or male in that lineage has to follow that career path. And one thing I'll say is that if that's your belief, if that's your culture, and if that's your norm, then you're free to do that. But if you don't want to do that, then just make sure that you have the proper means and the proper plan to do what you want to do, where you can be what you want to be, but you have a successful plan where, say, you want to be a YouTuber or you want to be a blogger, vlogger, TikToker, or a news reporter. Make sure that if you're not going down the path that your family wants for you, that you're able to make sufficient money off of it and you can live like a, like an adult with your own car, with your own place to stay, with the life that you want, and not have to depend on your family. Because life has a funny way of teaching you how your family's way was the best way after all. And when you try to go out there and do what you want to do, it just didn't work. And a lot of us have been in that predicament, even me to an extent, because some people can stray and some people can, choose to not do what everyone else in their family did and they thrive in it. But some of us, we go out here and we try to become a TikToker or blogger or YouTuber or just some of these, very vivid and lively careers, and it just don't work out. And it's like when we go to nursing school or when we go to med school or when we go to paralegal school or any of these other schools that our parents did or our forefathers did, it ends up working out. And it's like, oh, okay, I should have listened to my mom, or well, I should have listened to my dad or my grandma when they told me to do this. And so that's pretty much what you have to balance out. Because one thing I want to say that can really help you love yourself, because that's pretty much what I did today. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, loving myself has not been easy. And when you do love yourself, it can be very hard. Because when you love yourself, sometimes when you see yourself for who you are, you start loving who you are, but you also see the things that you don't love, and you start making changes. But sometimes when you see people for who they are, when you're loving yourself, it can either be like, oh, yay, these are the people that I really need to be around and the people that I really need to surround myself with, or you start to see the ugly side of people and you start seeing people for who they really are, and it's not what you want it to be, and they're not the people that you want for you. So you're like, okay, now I see, what I need to see, and now I see why these people are not for me, and there you go. Because when you're thinking about your life and where you want to go and who you want to be with and whatnot, it's best to have a whiteboard like this, because I was pretty much deciphering, why people didn't like me, why people didn't love me, why people didn't accept me. And when I started like doing a mental cleanse and an emotional cleanse, it started making sense to me that the reason why I've had issues with self love or issues with loving myself is because I've been surrounded by people who saw me the way that they wanted to see me. And they pretty much saw me in a light that wasn't 100% positive. And a lot of times when we spend time listening to people that say, well, you would look good if you would just change your hair, or you would look good if you would just change your shoes, or you would look good if you would just change your bra, top, or your skirt or something. And it's like we live life making changes for ourselves based on these people criticizing us. And we notice how people are not as caring or loving or as responsive to us when we do what other people tell us to do. But once we start doing what we want to do look wise, we feel good, we feel, passionate, we feel awesome, we feel upbeat. And we notice how people outside start complimenting us and they start gravitating towards us and love us. And I feel like that's how we should know what works for us versus what doesn't. Because I just feel like, and this is spirituality included. You guys know I practice Santeria. And other people, they believe in God, they believe in Jesus, they believe in voodoo, they believe in Buddha, Allah, whatever you want to believe. And I think that a lot of us need to start being realistic about what we believe in, but we also need to be realistic and see what's working for us and what's not. And I'm about to correlate this to self esteem. For example, if you're praying for something that only God or Olodumare or Buddha or Allah can give you, okay, you prayed for it. Now, in church, they say, Jesus may not come when he wants us to, but he'll always be on time. And then you have other religions where they just believe in being patient and waiting until they get what they want. Manifestation works the same way too. Spell work works the same way. If you're performing a spell or you're performing a ritual or a prayer and you don't see results, then maybe you need to pray or ask for something else, or maybe you just need to enter a whole new religion. And that's just what it is. Because I see a lot of times, and I know this is a self love video, but I feel like our belief system correlates to self love and self esteem too. I see a lot of videos of people in the spiritual community, especially the ones that are witches or the ones that believe in Santeria or the ones that even believe in Jesus and God, where they will shame people for asking, why is it that I prayed for this and it didn't come yet? Why is it that I manifested this and it didn't come yet? Why is it that I prayed and I asked for this and it didn't come yet? And I know what it's like to look at other people's reviews on other people's like spell work, prayers or rituals or whatnot, and they give, good testimonials. And so I'm like, okay, I go based off of the majority results. If I see majority results on a spell or maybe a ritual or maybe an assignment or whatever I'm trying to accomplish, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to do this too. But just because other people have done it and it works for them doesn't mean that that's going to work with you for you. And the same thing goes with self-esteem and clothes and hair and the plastic surgery and all of this. And this even goes back to what I said about being yourself. So if you say the same prayer, I remember like Sierra's prayer was real popular because she said she prayed for a husband she has now, and everybody is saying like, what was the prayer she used? And I'm not sure how many women have prayed that same prayer and they got a pro football player like she did. But I mean, let's just be real. Just because other people follow certain steps and rules and got what they got doesn't mean the same thing's going to happen for us. And the same thing goes with what people are telling you to do for you, that just because that worked for them doesn't mean that's going to work for you. And so when you do trial and error and you start seeing results, if you're doing spell work or a prayer or any type of work, whether it be spiritual, non spiritual, job, school, whatever, and you see, you're getting awards, you're getting accolades, you're getting job offers, you're making a lot of money, you're getting blessed, you're manifesting things, then that's something you need to do. But if you're not getting anything that you've asked for, you're not getting any results, you're not getting anything that you're looking for, then you need to stop doing it. And that goes into what I said about the clothes and how other people are perceiving you. Because, like I said, you pretty much have to see yourself for who you are, but you also have to do a trial and error to see what works. So, if you want to be accepted by people, and this goes into self love, because I believe a lot of us, we just simply want to be loved by other people. And a lot of people nowadays, they really don't want to admit that a lot of people want to be accepted and loved. And I just feel like if what you're doing is not winning people over, then you need to stop and do something else. And I know I'm talking about loving yourself and whatnot, and you should love yourself, but if you are expressing yourself in a way that is true to you and it's not working, then maybe you need to try something else. Then maybe you need to maybe instead of wearing these wigs and clothes and nails and try not wearing wigs and not wearing these same type of clothes and maybe shorten your nails a little bit. It's all about trial and error, and that's how you become accepted and loved and you just fit in with people. That whatever works for you works and what doesn't, you just have to try something else. Okay, now moving on to my last point is be in a place that will accept you. And this pretty much goes back to my one, two, three. My third point that I made was being around people that want to be around you. One reason why some of us don't love ourselves or have self esteem issues is because we either work or live or we've been brought up in places where the people in these areas were just not made for us, or we were just not made for them. Because whenever you're loving yourself and being abundant and joyous, hey, forecast, sometimes people can be jealous of you. I've heard of people, and I've even had it happen to myself. You love who you are, you're talking to people, you're speaking to people, you're being yourself, and it's almost as every time you say something, somebody has a mean comment to say. Somebody's rolling their eyes, sucking their teeth, trying to sabotage what you do, trying to talk about you, just trying to get you off course. And some people just can't handle the fact that someone from the same place that they're at is thriving and moving and looking so good or looking so well. And a lot of times in environments like that, we can thrive, but we can only thrive but so far. Because if you live in a community or in a neighborhood or even in the city where people have not gone beyond a high school education, or they haven't gone beyond an eighth grade education, or most of the people there are content with being regular, everyday people, 9 to 5 jobs. And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna make a disclaimer before people get offended. I'm not offending it. I'm not saying this to offend anyone, and I'm not saying this to try to downplay or downput anybody, because there's nothing wrong with having a city job, a 9 to 5 job, or anything. But if you're a person that wants to be a celebrity, an actress, a rapper, a singer, these people in this area, they may not want that for you. They may want you to be like everybody else with just a 9 to 5 job, with only a college degree or with only a high school diploma, or pretty much just with the bare minimum, because some people don't want you having more than them or better than them, because they know that as soon as you move up the ladder and get more rewards and more accolades and more money and more friends, now they got to compete with you, because now they don't feel like they're good enough and they don't feel inadequate. Because I don't care what anybody else says, we're all capable of being jealous of other people. You have people that have nothing and they're jealous of somebody who has it all. And you have people that have it all and they're still jealous of the next person, even though they have everything that they could ever want. So I feel like you should be, when you love yourself and know what you want, and you're accomplishing your goals and you're striving for the best, if you live in a neighborhood, in the area, go to a school, or even live in a house where people don't want to see you thrive, you're going to have to move and get into an environment where people want to see you grow, they want to see you laugh, they want to see you be happy, and they want to see you be abundant, because that's the only way that a lot of people really thrive. Now, you do have some people who will thrive without the love and support of one another, but you have some people where, if all you know is what you know and you want more, if you continue to live in the same environment, you're just going to keep going in circles. You're going to see the same four walls, the same corner store on every store corner, the same mall, the same rundown gas station, the same rundown schools. You're just going to continue to see the same thing until you change your environment that wants more, that has more, and will inspire you to be more and to have more than what you already have. So, those are pretty much all the points that I have about loving yourself. And at the moment, I myself am on my own self love journey, because loving myself is not easy. And I can honestly say, from loving myself throughout the past few days that I've started this journey, it feels good. But breaking out of my shell and really being like out there the way that I know I should and the way that I'm supposed to be, it's not easy, but I'm getting there and I'm learning. So I hope you all like this video. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment in the comment section, and subscribe to my channel. Have a good day.